Now, let's join ace broadcaster Mamode Akugha as he takes us inside the Niger Delta.
Hello out there and welcome. This is Inside the Niger Delta and I am Mamode Akugha. Today we're bringing you the program from the headquarters of the Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution Company, PHED, which is situated in the city of Port Harcourt. And today we want to talk about a very, very special program from the Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution Company, which they call the Bulb Exchange Program. For those of you who are within the jurisdiction of the Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution Company, and I'm talking people from Bayelsa State, Rivers State, Akwa Ibom State, and Cross River State. If you are within those four states and you're probably having issues with the kind of billing you are getting in terms of how much you are paying monthly, now the company says there are ways to bring down those costs, and they are investing in what they call the Bulb Exchange Program. They are taking some special LED bulbs and giving to their customers, and taking from them bulbs with very, very high wattage. And they say this can significantly bring down the cost of your monthly electricity bill.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Yeah, simply Bulb Exchange Program is a win-win dynamics to our energy efficiency program. Energy efficiency program is about how we help our customers to gain more for less. You're consuming more energy, but you're paying less because you're managing your energy efficiency. Simply put, in a common trend, a household in the rural area will use bulbs, but because they don't use energy efficient bulbs, most of the time they're using bulb that is 100 wattage. So if you have a family of a household, they're probably using average of say 10 bulbs times 10, that's 1,000 watts. And because energy is built that way, there is an amount of naira that you pay for each wattage. So unknowingly to the customer is using so much energy to see, whereas the same family can decide to use low wattage bulbs. That, for instance, what an 100 wattage bulb will do, a 4 wattage or 8 can do the same. So if a family chooses to use 8 wattage of 10 bulb, that will be 80. Another one is using 100 wattage times 10, that will be 1,000. So just assume that you're to pay 100 naira, I'm just using for an example, or 50 naira per wattage. So the family that is using 80 will multiply by 80. Whereas the family that's using the other one, 1,000 wattage, will multiply by 8, so the bill will be high. Meanwhile, the customer is always contesting the bill, not knowing he also has a responsibility to be energy efficient. So what we're doing now is take the message to the customer, and not just the message, show the customer the value, help the customer to experience the value by paying for the initial cost. So the Bulb Exchange program is that we go to that community, engage the leadership, engage the community members. So bring your old bulb of high wattage, which is not energy friendly. We'll collect it and give you free of charge low wattage one. It's a win-win for us. We have possibly now we've supplied to a community energy this month, and they're mostly using the high wattage bulbs. We bring our bill at the end of the month. They are disputing the bill. Oh, how can I use it? I have these 2 rooms, or I have these 4 rooms. You are billing me 7,000. You know, that is always coming up. But we've seen where we've piloted. Immediately that they are using those bulbs, their bill comes to what they can imagine. So it is now seamless. No argument in paying this bill. And for us too, it's not as if we want to force or utilize energy on you. So once we know what you use, we can free those energy that you're not using to other communities.
Communities are very, very happy about the project. It's the first time such a project is happening in Nigeria and also within their area. We targeted the areas with low income earners, mostly rural areas, and what we targeted is reduction in their energy consumption. And after the pilot we did in 2 communities, one in Bayelsa State in a community called Belema community, we achieved a 75% reduction in their energy consumption within the entire community and also averagely per household. And that also translates to their billing as well. So the monthly billing also reduced by that same number. And we found out that the communities or households that were receiving about average of 4,000 naira every month started contributing 1,000 naira every month. And they are very happy because they now find it very affordable. And they also enhance the service delivery in terms of the network we have in those areas, the transformers and the feeders as well.
Inside the Niger Delta.
I am at this moment in Belema community in Kolokma Pukma local government area of Bayelsa State, and I'm here to verify firsthand the efficacy of the bulb exchange program, which the Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution Company says they want to take to their different consumers across the states in which they operate, in Bayelsa, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, and Cross River State. Belema is one of the communities selected for the bulb exchange pilot program, and they say these bulbs will not only bring about reduced cost of electricity, but it will also help in giving brighter light and it's more environmentally friendly.
I want to say that the LED bulbs, the energy saving bulbs that electricity distribution company Rivers State brought to us, the bulbs are good. Why I say the bulbs are good, if you compare to the other ones we are using, this one, even after hours when the bulbs are on, if you touch it, it can't burn you. Apart from that one, again, even the current, when the current is low, you cannot experience it because the bulbs are still shining. So I want to say these bulbs are good. They are even brighter than other bulbs. Then compared to electricity bills we received during the period that we were not using these bulbs, the bills were high. But from when they installed these bulbs for us, I think the bill is low now. When they have not installed them for us, we were receiving 400 and something thousand, 3 something like that. Maybe the lowest one we have is just 100 and something, but from when they installed it, we have not received up to 200,000. The highest bill we receive is 158,000. I think sometimes we receive 80,000, depends on how we get the light.
Because of the rate of the energy, there is a drastic reduction. If you compare both the Candic energy bulb and the other one, this one, the reduction is quite very, the rate of reduction is very, very big.
The bulb where them bring can give us no problem. The bulb very fine, nice, very cool. But the problem what would they get for this bulb? You know they see light. The day we don't see the light, we dey enjoy the bulb. If this bulb dey till daybreak, e just be like say na e dey with AC. You know dey like the other bulb.
No doubt, the people of Belema community are indeed enjoying these special bulbs, the LED bulbs which have been given to them through the bulb exchange program of the Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution Company. But they say they wish they could get 24 hours electricity supply so they can enjoy the bulbs to the maximum.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Since August 17th, 2017, the Shell Petroleum Development Company flow station at Belema in Akugha local government area of River State has remained shut following its occupation by indigenes of Belema and Ofoyama, which are host communities to the flow station operated by SPDC, owner of the license to OML 25. The aggrieved communities say after almost 40 years of operation by SPDC, that communities lack potable water, good school, electricity, roads, health facilities, and life expectancy have become very low in the area. They say they want a better deal and vow to remain at the flow station until the federal government withdraws the licenses granted to SPDC.
37 years ago, they were in this place, but they don't do anything for us. They don't even give us water, no road, no nothing. When you go to Belema, you will see the water, how the water be. Snake is moving inside. They don't do anything for us. No scholarship, no nothing that they do for us. So because of that, we don't want them again. We want government to remove shelf, let shelf people go, then they give to another person where we want. The person where we want tonight, they will give to.
It is based on the contumelious stratagems applied by these companies to sanctuarize our economy that has resulted in this action. For that reason, we are stating categorically that we have our own indigenous company that has all the relevant credentials, even better than SPDC, Belema Oil and Gas. It is part and parcel of us. We want to use that company to develop our environment. And that is why we are stating categorically that now that the lease to SPDC on this right-of-way here has expired, and the proposed divestment, which we hear that they are planning to divest to their cronies and their friends, Crespa, we are stating here that such divestment must be transferred to Belema Oil and Gas.
SPDC, for its part, says they have engaged in corporate social responsibility projects in the area and will have done more, but for the leadership crisis in the communities.
I mean, let's face the fact, and Belema is not immune from that. They have their own issues, and it's well recorded. You can research it. They have issues. Over the years, we've had our social investment programs in Belema. We actually have a GMOU now ready for deployment, but we don't have the enabling environment to deploy. And we've been having discussions saying, can we sit down so that it can provide enabling environment for us to deploy these funds that we have? There's 600 million naira for that OML that we have outstanding with GMOs, and we are saying, let's sit down, give us enabling environment so that we can deploy the social investment with these funds that we have. And so what we are seeing today with Belema, for me, is an issue that is even bigger than Belema. And I keep saying it. My worry is, one, safety of people that we've put in that facility, because those people are not supposed to be there. And then we are really worried every passing day about their safety. Our second worry is impact on the national and state economy, because we are really losing much needed resources for development.
The communities accuse SPDC of being behind the crisis to promote its divide and rule strategy.
That is what we are saying. The division of these are the people they use. They think Akugha will disgrace them. That is the division I'm talking about. What they are doing. Now they don't want this struggle to have success.
They say they have seen what an indigenous company, Belema Oil, operator of OML 55, has been able to do for its host communities within 2 years, and they therefore want the federal government to issue the same company the license for the operation of OML 25.
This short while that Belema Oil Producing Limited got the divestment of OML 55, just in less than 1 year, we have all this. We have capacity development, we have human resource development, we have projects, infrastructure here and there. So we never knew that all this while Chevron was there, all this while SPDC had been there, the community, as you can see, never felt the impact. But in less than a year now, you can see that everybody is seeing the light of the presence of an oil company. Our reactions, our main onus of shutting down that facility is to ensure that the Akugha people, the Belema people, will begin to enjoy the proceeds of what God has blessed them with.
Since the federal government is trying to promote local content and participation in the oil industry, and given the fact that Belema Oil is an indigenous company owned by a Niger Deltan from that area, is it really out of place for the community to demand the licensing of Belema Oil as operator of OML 25?
Yeah, the problem is very, very simple, but will the government be ready to address it in the way, because issuing oil licenses, the oil blocks, okay, it's a simple thing. They do to people outside of the Niger Delta. And what is too big, if you offer the Niger Delta, sons and daughters the same fellowship. Shell for over 40 years have been drilling oil in their land, and that they have not had as much social responsibility programs, particularly social welfare action programs that are embedded or are domesticated in the environment. If that is the case, and they are saying that yes, right now our son also has the capacity to actually engage in the business, and if indeed their son is also engaged in the business, what is too big if the block is allocated to their son? And let us see if at the end of the day their son too will treat them the way other multinationals will treat them. And I guess that their son may not treat them the way the other multinationals will treat them.
This is an opportunity for federal government. So see how they can favor the people here in order to reduce tension. That look at, this flow station, we are giving it, to your person, somebody from the area. And you and I know that we've heard stories, we have also read on what the Belema, the owner of Belema Oil is doing in some of the areas is, operating in terms of social, corporate responsibility. So it means that if you give him, this flow station to manage, and he's from this place, he's going to not only manage it to make profit, he's also going to manage it properly, to better the lives of, his people. And you and I know that if he makes any mistake, running that oil and refuse to help the people here, the people will also shout, look, you are from our place, you're not doing anything for us. Shell was here, Shell was not doing anything. Now you have come, you have taken over, you're not doing anything, for ourselves. So this is an opportunity for federal government to just say, okay, this man is from here. Let us give him this. Let us allow him, manage it and see how he can relate, with his people. I feel that it is not out of place at all. That they should do that, almost immediately to ensure that peace returns, to that area.
While the crisis lingers and the flow station remains shut, the federal government is losing huge sums of money. Monies which could have also trickled down to the Niger Delta states by virtue of 13% derivation.
Shutting down the flow station will definitely reduce, the quantum of oil produced, from this area. You know that the quantum mainly is from the Niger Delta area. So with this closure of, flow station, you'll find out that, the minimum, barrel per day would definitely, go down. We are hitting about, 2 million barrel, in recent time. But with this, it will surely go down. And if it goes down, that will also, deplete, the revenue, we get from oil. And you know that Nigeria solely depend on oil, revenue from oil for, to finance development. So definitely, if continue for a very long time, it means that federal government will begin to, feel the effect. The state government will begin to also feel the effect. The local government will also, feel the effect, because the amount of money that will be available, for these tiers of government, to finance development in their area will surely go down.
An economy that was having $120 per barrel oil being sold, and you have production over and above 3 million barrels per day. Now that drops to about 600 barrels per day because of conflict, and also the price dropped to 30.28 per barrel. It like a family that was taking 300,000 salary per month, and you end up taking 70,000. Definitely, it's going to affect the funding of that family, and so that's what is happening. So every activity anybody is doing that is affecting the production of oil the person should know that he is contributing to the hardship we are in Nigeria. Because whether you like it or not, for now, oil is the only stable source of income that government rely on in this country. And so if you block the source of your income and then you still complain that you don't have money, then who do you have to blame? I say that's exactly what is playing out. A situation where a flow station is blocked, and that flow station is expected to have produced about 45 barrels per day, where about $1.2 billion would have been gotten per day. And then over about 300 million barrels, billion naira is being lost. Now take the states that should have been able to get their 13% derivation. Take 13% of that. You know how much it is. Now the state is losing those funds. I think we should look for alternative way of resolving conflicts and disagreement over this major source of our livelihood, over this major source of our stay as a people. Also, too, on the part of federal government is also expected to be sincere to whatever and be committed to whatever they need to do in the Niger Delta region. Because if this region is bringing this much, when you get to Abuja, you get to Lagos, you see the tall mainland bridge. The money is from Niger Delta. But when you get to Rumola here, you see a bridge that if a vehicle gets spoiled, everybody, the whole day, Manawa is lost. What do you say about that? Unfortunately, too, the kind of government we have, federal government we have, it's only when you speak with violence that they will listen to you. For example, as we speak, a meeting is going on in Abuja for stakeholders in Ogoni. Kagote, which is the apex elitist socio-cultural organization of the people, is not there in the meeting. You know why? Because we have not made noise to say, oh, resign, oh, do this, sack this, do this. Because we didn't make noise. The people who made noise, even if they are portfolio organizations, are invited by the Minister of Petroleum. They seem to hear that language. And that's what is encouraging all that.
During a recent fact-finding mission to the flow station and host communities by the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEV, its leader of delegation, Timi Ogoriba, gave a guesstimate of a daily loss of 1.2 billion naira to the federal government as a result of the shutdown of Belema flow station.
The facts are very clear. If you are getting about 45,000 barrels per day from this community, that translates to about $3.1 million. That converts to about 1.2 billion naira a day. From this community, why would you not do something to take care of the people of the community? That is the crux of the matter. We have spoken severally. We need amenities. You cannot even ask for amenities. They should give it to you because of what they are receiving from here. So, talks have gone on severally for over 40 years. If you have been here and nothing has happened, let us see whether we can take the bull by the horn and do something different from what it used to be. And this place has been shut down for about 5 months now. And if you are making 1 billion naira every day, 5 months, times 30. Plenty. A day is about 30 billion. A month, like that. So we appreciate it. One other thing we have to talk about, thank you for not being too violent. You have not destroyed the facilities. We have only said, please stop until you answer to our request. You are protecting the facilities. This is a time where some other persons could come in to cause problems for the community. So you are manning the facilities, you have not destroyed. And definitely, now that we've come to here, we will go back, write our reports.
1.2 billion naira daily for 30 days is 36 billion naira. And for 9 months equals 324 billion naira. Almost $1 billion loss to the federal government. This also translates to about 42 billion naira, 13% derivation loss. To arrest this loss of revenue, the federal government must do all it can to reconcile the aggrieved communities by seizing this unique opportunity, according to renowned economist Professor Okeonechukwu, to give the people of the host communities a sense of belonging by granting their desire to have one of their own operate the oil exploration activity in their community.